And a happy Sabbath to you, my friends. Isn't it a good thing that we have completed the first week of the new year 2022? I pray God has been good to you. Today we continue where we left last year, the journey in the book of Proverbs, ancient words of wisdom. And today I want to read something I think and believe is quite interesting for us. And it is found in the book of Proverbs chapter 3. I'm going to read Proverbs chapter 3 from verses 9 and 10. I want you to listen carefully. It talks about wealth. So today the title is simply Honor God with Your Wealth. So it says this: Honor the Lord with your wealth. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain, and your vats will overflow with good wine. My friends, we are talking about wealth. When you touch on wealth, you touch at men's hearts. Here, I just want to briefly speak on this simple verse here. Solomon giving words of advice to his son, but also to those that follow Christ. He says, as you go, remember to honor God with your wealth. Now, I know when you start talking about wealth, most people, we are skeptical about giving what we have. But do you know, it is true that most of us, for those that give, for those that are benevolent, we tend to get more as we give. Here God is saying, honor me with your wealth. Or Solomon is saying to his son, honor God with your wealth. Well, what does that mean? Now, in the Christian faith, there are ways, of course, that we honor God with our wealth. This includes things like tithing. Tithing, for those that don't know, it is simply giving 10% of all your gains. 10% of everything you get, we give back to God. There are also what we call offerings. Offerings are free will, whatever you want to give. But here Solomon is saying, remember that it is good for you to honor God through those means. I want to put it to us that by giving, especially giving back to God, and even giving to other people of God, giving to those who are in trouble, giving to those who are struggling in life, there are many, many benefits to that. What are the benefits? Solomon says that when you give, when you honor God with your wealth, in verse 10 he says, he will fill your barns with grain. In the world we live in, we all want to be rich. We all want to have it all. We want to be satisfied. Now here I find the simple equation that Solomon brings. He says that if you give, it will come back to you multiplied. In fact, overflowing. In fact, your silos will be overfilled. They'll be overflowing. My friends, do you know that it is true that when you give, it always comes back to you? We can honor God through giving. I don't know this week, this year, do you plan to honor God through what you have? Wealth is not always having millions and billions and trillions in your accounts. Wealth is not having it all. Wealth is just knowing you can be of help to somebody with the little that you have. Giving back to the church, it is a Christian thing to do. But also giving to the poor. It is a very good thing to do, being benevolent. You know, often I like to tell people about the tithe. There are people that are skeptical about this idea of giving 10% of your income, of what you get, back to God, to the church. I do. Many of us do. Do you know, for most of us, in fact, all of us that have known the trick of giving back 10%, we have realized that there is more in 90% than in keeping your 100%. There are many people today who keep their money, who don't give to anybody, but they are they're living check to what? You know what the expression is. They are living from paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes ends are not meeting in their lives. But maybe if we exercise giving, maybe if we exercise honoring God with the little that we have, could it be that our lives could be changed? Well, I think Solomon here challenges us. He says that when we honor God with our wealth, God will do great things. He'll do miraculous things. Miraculous in the sense that your 90% or whatever percentage you have left will be enough to fill your barns. In fact, he says that even your wine press will be overflowing. Here we are not necessarily talking about alcoholic wine, but we are talking about the overflowing of the blessings of God. My friends, I simply want to say to us, as you go, think about honoring God a little bit with what you have. Give to somebody. There is a text that says, give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. My friends, God bless you today. Have a wonderful Sabbath. By the way, let us continue this journey together. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. If you didn't know, we have a YouTube channel. Go find it there. And you can also share and like on Facebook. God bless you. Until we talk again next week. Have a good one.